Feast your eyes on this stack of 6 file boxes filled with 90 hours of recorded live broadcast master tapes of the TUCSON Western International Telethon. What exactly is the TWIT Show? The TWIT Show was a weekly live 3-hour and then later 2-hour long improvisational musical comedy-orientated variety and TV show series. It broadcasted live from Tucson Community Cable Corporation Public Access Television Studios at 10 West Congress at Stone in downtown Tucson every Friday night from 9 p.m. to 11. It ran from 1984 to 1987 on Channel 37, carried on Cox Cable and Jones Intercable, and to a lesser extent it aired as recorded replays on Viacom Channel 25 in San Francisco and Viacom Channel 25 in Albuquerque. The Twits also went on a field trip and did live shows from both San Francisco and Albuquerque. TWIT was an anything-goes telethon format TV soapbox vehicle which invited all the citizens of Tucson to come down at a moment's notice, to say whatever they wanted live on the air, or to showcase their talents whatever they might be. Each program featured a different live Tucson band and several individual singer-songwriters who would play between the other acts, announcements, and sketches. Most TWIT episodes had a unique show theme, introduced in the form of a subtitle that acted as a prompt for the group to do improvisation for which all the volunteer participants would use as a cue. Some examples of the TWIT show's subtitle prompts included the War and Pizza Show, the Astro Drama Show, This Week in Tucson, a community-oriented news program, Attitude Comics, The Twitmas Show, and Father Randy's Universal Life and Trust and Casualty Church, where Father Randy and Sister Mary Twit took live telephone confessions from our cable audience. And then there was the Brain Damage Cafe. The Brain Damage Cafe show, as an example, featured a local band called the Brain Damage Orchestra. They played a live musical concert from our studio. That evening, we called the studio the Brain Damage Cafe. The volunteer cast was invited to see the concert with the instructions that everyone had to make up their own impromptu origin story of exactly how they became brain damaged and subsequently ended up in the Brain Damage Cafe. In between the songs and dancing, the actors would be interviewed on camera to reveal their origin stories. Each show would also include variety acts, sketch comedy, troupes of breakdancers, jugglers, color guard, the Antique Car Club showing off their antique cars, local politicians cracking jokes, such as Mayor Lou Murphy, Tom Volge, and a city council member named Ron Asta, playing Lady of Spain on the street with his accordion. One show had an expert on meteorites. Another show had a young singer-songwriter named Rosemary Woods, who brought down her daddy's gold record to show off what real talent looks like. Oh, and we also took live on-air phone calls from our home audience that were barely censored. And even our home audience would make up characters and play along with the show's improv theme by telephone. Over its 4-year-long run, TWIT attracted a volunteer production crew of hundreds and featured on-air guests somewhere in the thousands. TWIT became a large social club, and it was maybe a little bit cultish. TWIT had writers who wrote and showcased their own commercial parodies and sketch comedies, like Ken Gardner, a retired New York advertising agent and Pima College professor who had creative energy oozing from his pores. TWIT had its own commercial sponsor, Generic Brands, which was the inspiration for dozens of spoof products for a public access TV station that was not actually allowed to have on-air commercials. Many Tucson citizens would come down to the live show with their own characters and sketch ideas or announcements that they wished to share with our on-air audience. The TWIT show was the brainchild of producer, director, writer, and host David Bakunis, a man who could talk anyone into doing anything, and Randy Harris, a character actor, writer, graphic artist, and host. A man who should have been on Saturday Night Live, but instead became a TWIT, and we were very happy about that. The TWITs ventured out into the community to advertise local plays and concerts. We did movie reviews for films such as the newly released Back to the Future and A View to a Kill. TWIT movie reviews included on-the-spot interviews with the movie theater audience as they exited the theater doors. Our regular mantra on the TWIT show was, if you have a talent or an act that is better than what you are seeing here tonight, come on down to 10 West Congress and show us what you've got. On one particular TWIT show, we were lucky enough to get an interview with Weird Al Yankovic at the Temple of Music and Art. He was on his 1985 Dare to Be Stupid tour. TWIT correspondent Carol Lee, otherwise known as the Scarlet Harlot, interviewed Al about his role in the upcoming TWIT feature, War and Pizza. We got a private tour of Al's tour bus with his stupid band, and Weird Al even sang happy birthday to the TWITs. The TUCSON Western International Telethon was weird. It was not always polished or slick. It was homegrown, low budget, and it was born of the essence of the Tucson community in the 1980s. TWIT was a creative showcase for Tucson culture, people, and talent, covered from an angle that never existed elsewhere in mainstream media. Please help save the TWITs. Any size donation is welcome and greatly appreciated. This project is too big for me to do without your help. Oh, and if you wouldn't mind, please share this post. As we often said as the show's tagline, and the telethon continues right after this.